Now, when we make this project, which this is what I'm talking about. So when you make this project, of course, you are basically talking to the LLM models here, right? Now, of course, they will not give you their service for free. Now, since OpenAI and Anthropic in this scenario, we are using their services, so of course you have to pay for it. So the Ollama models, on the other hand, are running on your local machine, so you don't have to pay for it. Now, even I'm confused. Should I show you Ollama first, or should I move to this too? And then I thought, okay, let's start with OpenAI and Anthropic. The thing is, for this, you basically need their API keys. So that means you need to have account on OpenAI. Then you need to add some credits. The smallest credit you can add, which is allowed, you can get that. In fact, I think for Anthropic, I only have $5, and for OpenAI, I think I have $100. We did it for some other reasons, but I'll show you how do we do that. And we'll also show you in the next video, how do you run Ollama on your local machine so that you can connect this. Okay, so the next two videos are only about getting the API keys for OpenAI and Anthropic and for Ollama. Okay, so let's get started. Now, when it comes to OpenAI, the first thing you need to do is you need to create a OpenAI account. And once you have the account, then you basically go to these settings. In fact, you go to your dashboard for the API, and there you can click on billings. And you have to make sure that you have some credits with you. So I have this credit, but for other purpose, we have working on some other product. But for this particular project, you don't need this much. Even I think $5 should do. They have some minimum thing, I think. You can check what is the minimum thing you can add and do that. Now, once you have some credits here, then you go to, I'll just zoom it a bit. So once you have this credit, you can just go to the API keys, and you have to make sure that you create your API key here. Now, I already have two API keys with me. This I just created because before recording this video, and this is what I've created way back in Jan. I was doing some testing. But if you want to create a new key, you can just click here, create a new secret key, mention the key name. You can say Spring AI Demo, whatever name you want to give. And you can select the default project. So if you want to restrict certain keys or certain project, you can mention that. But I already have default projects, so I will just go with it. And you just have to click on Create. Let me do that. So let me click on Create here, and this will give me a new key. Now, once you get this key, and of course, I will delete this video once this is done. I hope I will delete that. Otherwise, I will lose money there. So I will simply mention that in here, I will say OpenAI key. I will put that here just for my reference. Okay, and then I will delete it later. Next, I have the Anthropy account. So this is not my account. This is one of my team members' account. So we're using both clouds for some purposes. Anyway, so when you go to dashboard, you have to make sure that you log into Anthropic and you create your account there. Now, once you have that, go to a dashboard. And once you're in dashboard, you will see something like this. But I'm more interested in settings, and make sure that you have some credits here. And you can ignore it, okay? So if you don't want to work with both the models, you just want to work with one cloud and one local, even that works. So if you want to go for OpenAI, if you don't want to go to Anthropic, that's your choice. So we have added some amount here, and then once you have amount there, you can click on API keys and click on Create key here, and you can mention that Spring AI Demo, whatever name you want to give, add, and you will get this key, copy, and I can simply put that here. So I will say this is for Anthropic key and paste it here. So we got these two keys, and for local, we don't need to get these keys, right? So that's how basically you can get the key and keep it ready so that we can use it later. In fact, I will just save this file somewhere in case if I restart my machine, I don't want to lose these keys. Okay, so that's it. This is how basically you get the keys. And once you have the keys with you, we can start building. But again, we also want to run Ollama, and you can skip that video as well if you don't want to run it on local machine, because it consumes some power from your laptop and or from your machine. And if you don't have a powerful machine, it may struggle. In fact, even if you don't have a powerful machine, there are certain models which you can try, which are lightweight. Okay, so we'll also try that. It may not give you perfect response, but that's fine. It's fun to experiment on your own machines. I love it. So yeah, that's it from this video where we talked about getting the keys for OpenAI and Anthropic. In the next video, let's run some AI models on your local machine with the help of Ollama.